We're bringing you something special this week, but first, I wanted to give you a little backstory. At the beginning of my career, I was a guest on Live with Regis and Kelly. It was one of my first talk show appearances, and I was absolutely terrified. As I fidgeted in my borrowed dress and wondered if the cameras would be able to see my chipped nails, Kelly Ripa walked into my dressing room. She gave me the biggest smile, the best hug, and before I could even blurt out all of my worst fears, Kelly reassured me everything would be great and promised we would have a lot of fun. It was only moments later that she introduced me to the live audience, and I walked out onto stage fairly certain that no one had any idea who I was or what I was doing there. But Kelly was right. Not only did I manage to form complete sentences, I even got a few laughs. It was over too soon, and the audience applauded, thanks to Kelly, who somehow managed to make this unknown actress interesting. And I walked back into the dressing room wishing that Kelly and I could talk more. I had a second wish, which was that we could be friends, but that seemed a little unrealistic and possibly creepy. A few years ago, that first wish was fulfilled when Kelly was kind enough to be on my podcast, Faris is Unqualified. Still, just like the first time we met, it was over too soon, and I wished we could talk more. Now, after being a household name for more than 2 decades, Kelly finally has a podcast of her own, and it is my pleasure to introduce Let's Talk Off Camera with Kelly Ripa. With each weekly episode, you'll get to know Kelly as you never have before as she dives deep into her life to candidly discuss her marriage, family, career, and how she manages to juggle it all in the public eye. Friends and experts like Matthew McConaughey, Kate Hudson, and Anderson Cooper join Kelly to explore a wide range of topics. Everything from crazy fitness trends to sex tips. Kelly, if one of your guests can't make it, I am happy to fill in. Just wanted to put it out there. I hope I'm not being creepy. Now here is a special clip of Let's Talk Off Camera with Kelly Ripa about her marriage to Mark Consuelos. If you like what you hear, you can listen to more of Let's Talk Off Camera with Kelly Ripa on Apple, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hey there, it's Kelly Ripa. You're probably used to seeing me on TV where I've hosted live for more than 20 years, but that's not all I've been up to. Behind the scenes, I've been working on a brand new show called Let's Talk Off Camera. It's a podcast. Yes, a podcast, where I get to sit down off camera in my PJs with friends, celebrities, and experts and share the behind the scenes conversations that you don't get on air. Here's a clip of one of my favorite interviews. And if you like it, go subscribe. This episode features a very special guest. This is a man that I've survived marriage with for over 26 years. He is my baby daddy, Mark Consuelos. People who get married between the ages of 20 and 25 have a 44 to 60% chance of getting divorced.
Wow. If you throw in the fact that we eloped and didn't tell anybody for a month.
Yeah.
I mean, how many of those marriages work out?
0%.
Zero. We're unicorns.
Okay, but now this is really scary. It's indicated that people over 50 are more likely to get divorced now than any other time in history. And that is us.
Yeah. We're in the 50 zone.
Do you notice how I look at you accusatorily? Like,
Yes.
What are you planning?
They
call this a gray divorce, by the way, which I resent.
So I think that people in the 50s, a few things happen, right? So kids are out of the house for most families around 50.
And those little energy vampires that you've distracted yourself with.
Yeah, and I think that the parents, they make their kids everything. It's like it's the glue in the family. They really invest so much in their happiness through their children, and then when the children move out of the house, what are you left with?
But I think that we made time for ourselves.
We did. We definitely took time for ourselves. But I think it was one of the major things that I was thinking about is that we were going to be in a big transition.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I had been bringing up marriage counseling for about 10 to 15 years.
Right.
And you brought it up once, and we went to marriage counseling.
Right.
So why does everything have to be your idea?
No, I don't think that's fair. I was wondering when the right time was going to be for me to to bring it up. I was a coward. I was scared. I was scared that you'd say no because I really thought we could like work on stuff. And
Like,
so,
what did you want to work on the most?
oh, well, like when the kids leave, I was, I wanted to make sure, look, I'm a lifer. I want to be married forever. But I think that once the distraction leaves, you are left with the two people, you and me in a house. And wouldn't it be great to get past some of the things that we've been bumping up against for the past 26 years?
Like what?
Like,
Something
yeah,
specific.
just how to better communicate. It's nothing specific. It's kind of a general.
We're bad arguers.
Bad arguers, communicate better.
Yeah, it's like we have ups and downs,
Yep.
and everybody has ups and downs, but it's never just like even or flat.
Right.
And I was thinking like that's like a heartbeat, right? It's
Right.
up and down. If
Right.
you're flatlining, then it's probably dead,
Right.
right?
Yeah, I agree with that. Although I do like when it's mellow, and I don't like drama. I definitely boring. I would go towards boring any day of the week.
Are you saying I'm boring?
No, but I don't need excitement. I don't need that kind of excitement. I don't need to have makeup
sex?
Makeup sex. Like that's not that. I'd rather not do that. Although
That
it's
is
fantastic.
fun sex.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, that is a good kind.
Yeah.
It's a good kind to have.
Yeah.
What do you think about? There are some people that are like serial, I don't know what to call them, serial divorcers or serial marriers.
Right.
People who get divorced a lot. Like I'm looking at, when I was doing some research for this, Rupert Murdoch popped up.
Okay.
He's 91. He just got divorced for like the fifth or sixth time.
Jerry Hall, right?
Yes. At what point do you quit? At what point do you say, I'm either going to get married and stay married until the end?
What's my idea of
Yeah,
if for some reason you went completely insane and decided to divorce me, that would be it for me. I wouldn't get remarried.
You can't say that though.
You're asking me a question. I'm
What if I died?
What if you died?
What if I died?
Okay.
Would you get remarried then?
No. For what reason?
Why? Well, why not?
I'm not going to have more kids
How do you know?
because I don't want more kids. I'll be an older dad.
Do you know how many dads I know older than you
Yeah.
that are just starting to have kids?
And those poor bastards have no idea, because what happens next? You're talking about hip replacements, knee replacements, and they're going to be that dad. Not there's anything wrong with that dad, but I did it early, not by any, I didn't plan it that way. It just happened. We got really lucky. That's what we did. When we did it, it was I thought it was too early. We should have had like a good year or 2 years just to ourselves. But no, I think that I'm looking forward to being a grandfather. I'm really looking forward to that. That's about as much parenting as I want.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I mean, when I think about our kids, and our son is our age when we were first married, he's nowhere near ready to be married or
Right.
have a kid.
Right. Do you think we were more grown up, more mature at his age at 25?
I think we
were.
were.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, but he's been living on his own, and
I'm not saying it's not a mature, like he's a mature person. He can talk about things that I could never even process at his age.
Right.
Like he is a very smart, sophisticated, raised in the city kind of kid. But on the flip side, he definitely is not like, we were like, in it. We were fully
yeah.
married, living on our own, talking about mortgages.
Yep.
We got pregnant, 5 months after we got married?
If that. Looking back on it, it seemed insane. And Lola took 4 years after Michael was, so I think that was like maybe God stepped in and said, I don't know if we want to give these kids too many plates to start juggling through the air and spinning.
So here's my question
Okay.
to you. Do you have a deal breaker? Because I feel like I've tested you.
Oh my gosh, I've never really thought about that.
I want to know. That's why I want to know.
I don't know,
In this safe space.
like if you murdered a bunch of people and you had you were a serial killer for 20
Why
years.
does it go to a serial killer?
You
Why
know,
can't it
if
be
you were a serial killer, it would take a lot. It would take a tremendous amount. If you were living this life and you were really, really not the person. If I feared going to bed at night.
What if you woke up one morning and found out I faked my own death?
Oh, that you died and like all of a sudden.
But it was fake.
But it was fake, and
Yeah.
we're not divorced because you just died.
I just left you hanging there.
Yeah, that could be.
That's a deal breaker.
Well,
when I reemerge.
I mean, it depends what your reasoning was. What's your deal breaker?
What about if I cut you off sexually? Lack of interest.
Oh, okay. That's a good one. I think that could be a potential deal breaker.
Really?
I mean, unless you had some type of medical condition where like you lost the use of.
Like menopause.
But yeah, that's not happening.
No, but when I went through menopause, there were days where I was like, can you
Days.
please?
Those are days.
I mean,
Yeah.
months where I was like, can you please just give me a break?
Yeah, but you didn't. I didn't give you a break. There's never been months unless I was like, in another country. But yeah, if you just decided it's like, yeah, we're not having sex anymore, I would probably have a problem with that.
What was the hardest time for you in our marriage? Like what was in our marriage the one thing that stands out as like the time where you were like, I don't know if I can do this anymore? Don't miss Let's Talk Off Camera with me, Kelly Ripa, out on March 22nd. Follow the show or subscribe on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, or wherever you listen. Check it out.
Hear Mark and Kelly's answer and more on Let's Talk Off Camera with Kelly Ripa. It's out now on Apple, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And don't forget to follow Let's Talk Off Camera with Kelly Ripa so you don't miss an episode.